what I'm going to be doing is just a shade. So we want kind of this bluey. I have some of this on my palette already, and all it was a bit of Payne's gray and burnt umber mixed together. So it gives it kind of a grayish black. And we want to decide where our shadows are going to be. So there would be shadows underneath his hat and around the side of his face. Now all you have to do if you find it's too much, just clean your brush and then you just go around and swipe up some of that if you want. Now depending on how wet your paper is will depend on how far it runs. Okay, so we have a little body here. And I'm just gonna do round. Trying to stay away from the scarf, although depending on the scarf, it really wouldn't matter if you went over the whole thing because it's so light in color that we're using. There's hardly any pigment in it. Okay, so definitely under the scarf would be in his arm. That. And then along the candy cane too, because that would be giving a bit of shadow. Probably nothing there. A little bit more in here. And I'm going to put just a smidge on his little nose, right under his nose, right there. And right under the little button areas. Okay. Now, we're going to do the same thing with the candy cane on this one side. So just wet your area around. So the shadow would be on the left side and then the left side of the part that goes down, and just on the bottom too, because that would be shaded. And then do the same thing. Let's just dab. And then right in here, that. You can take some off if you want before it dries. I'm going to put a little bit more under his hat here, I think, just a bit. Okay, so we're going to make the hat. I think I'm going to go kind of a yellow to start off with. Okay, I have here some Winsor Newton yellow, nice bright yellow. And I'm just going to color the whole hat in this color. Now see, I didn't wait, and I got some yellow in there. So I'm just taking a wet or a damp brush, cleaning that up there. Okay. And I think I'm going to use the yellow for the ends of the scarf too. So I'm just going to add some yellow, just dabs. You can make them however long you want. So now we can put in his little nose. Well, let's do the orange, of course. And the red candy cane, nice dark red, which I think I'm going to use Cad red. It's always a nice red, nice and dark. And I'm not worrying too much about going outside the lines. I can put the ribbons on the shoes with gouache if I want. So not too worried about that. I think I'm going to do his scarf dark. So black. I'm going to use this really dark. And it's Payne's Gray and then umber, burnt umber added to the Payne's Gray. And that makes a really nice dark, almost black. But it's a nice color. It's not black, but if you have black in your palette, then use that. But if you don't, it's very easy just to add the Payne's Gray and burnt umber. All right, so let's give him some brown. So I'm just going to use the umber color. Actually, I'm going to use burnt sienna instead. A little bit more on the red side. I'm doing them. His little arms are going to be this color too. And then I'm going to put a little bit of a highlight and also a little bit of shadowing on there. And his buttons can be black too. Now you don't have to do yours black. You could do them in all kinds of colors. I know typically you see most people do them black, but they don't need to be. You could do them sparkly too. Okay, so I want to make the hat look more like cable stitch. So I'm taking some raw sienna, and what I'm going to do is wherever the surrounding that pattern, I'm just going to put in some of this. You don't have to get too fussy. You could do this with colored pencil too, if you want. I'm just using the very, very tip of my brush. That's why I like these silver black velvet. This is a number 6 for their points. You're able to do some really awesome fine detail. And then on the this part, you could also, I'm just going to go down, just add a little bit. I want to leave that yellow though, so that's what makes it look like cable stitching. maybe down the center. Like that. More on my brush, and then just do a bunch of lines. Make sure you leave your yellow showing through though. Just gives it a little nice effect of ribbing. A little more detail. I'm just going to go around the very base of it and make that darker. Ah. All right, and then the little pom-pom, I'm just going to add a few dots. That. Now his slippers, I think I'll do orange. Or maybe the, yeah, orange, why not? Let's do, a little bit of red to it just to tone that down a little bit. There. And I'll just do these slippers. You could put pom-poms on the slippers if you wanted to. All kinds of, let's make the ribbons. So I got white gouache. So if you add a little bit of gouache to your watercolor, so I'm going to take a little bit of this. And some of that raw sienna. And I'm just going to add that to that gouache, and that'll lighten it enough that it should show. Yeah. You could take a Posca marker too if you want to use that. Oh, better remove that right now because I know I'm going to get my hand in it. Okay, so let's put a couple holes for the thread holes, and could brighten these up even more probably. Like that. Just to give them a little bit more. So they show up a little more. And I'm going to put little dots on her shoes. Her slippers. Polka dots. And just a smidgen of a highlight on her on the nose. And I'm going to make polka dots on my scarf with a bunch of different colors. You could do stripes. whatever. Sharpie pen and just add a few marks to emphasize areas. That, and his little eyeballs. And I just have a straight line. You could do the dots if you wanted to. I'm just going to put a little mark under his nose. And I think I'm going to put a little bit under here. Just on this one side and underneath, because I know that's where the shadow would be. Same in here. That. And under his hat, dots and dashes. Not a completely straight line. Looks a little better, not so harsh. Maybe some doodads in here. That. And maybe around the leg a bit, just to emphasize those slippers. Now this didn't work out. I wanted a white, but the watercolor took it through. So I should have had a bleed proof white. That would have worked. I could probably go back and try it again. Let's do that. I'll show you how to fix that. May as well. So we'll just go back over, cover this back up. I'll show you that you don't have to just throw your card out because you made a mistake. There's always a way of fixing things. That's why I like doing lives. Just to show it's not always perfect. You know, a lot of videos, they edit out everything, that something happens and they don't show it. So when you're doing it live, it's the real McCoy. And you can just take some white acrylic paint, go over top of that. I should have used a different brush. Make sure I clean this brush out really well. Now, what I would typically do is you could make a bunch of these for Christmas cards, or you could just make one and then photocopy a bunch of them on watercolor paper. Okay, so let's dry that. Yeah, I'm just going to try this. Let's try it again. And then I have some stamps. Now you could write, there's happy holidays. You know, there's all kinds of these. We've got tons of stamps, don't we? I do. And I hardly ever use them. So I thought, I'm getting my stamps out this time. I'm just going to use archival black ink. We'll try it out first. All right. And I'm going to put it right here. Okay, so there's our little guy. Okay. And then you just peel this off. That would be cute too with washi tape on it also. And there's the card. You could do all kinds of stuff. So there's another card. Like I said, I'll probably just photocopy it. That way you can make it to whatever size you want and then print it on watercolor paper. Isn't that cute? So your traceable is up for you on the channel membership community page on Patreon and also on the YouTube community page. So you can download those and do your own. Change them up if you want. And these are the other, I don't have the other one. Now I changed this one up. There's many ways. So you can change them up to whatever you want. So this is what you're getting. So as you can see, I put garland on. I gave them a bell. I've done a few of them. Look at this one. And they're always different. So change them up. And download your printables. Oh, there it is. There was the other one that I did. And I put some gold on it. This is more kind of rustic, I guess, country style. I'll give you... All right, we'll let you guys go and have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye for now.